So, welcome, Corry. Thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate it. And I'd love if we
Yeah.
could just kick off. Could you tell us, like, first of all, where you are in the world and what it is that you do that you love?
Okay. Did you ask me what business I do that I love?
Yeah. What's the work that you do that you really enjoy?
Okay, perfect. I'm in Sacramento, California, so I'm in Northern California in the United States. And the work that I do that I love is working with people, having individual conversations with people, helping them get clear on what's important to them and help them create the life that they truly desire. I also love speaking and being in front of new friends, also known as strangers, people that I've never met before. I love to get in front of a room and share and inspire. And I also love to write. I write a lot.
So, have you always done this and always, known this is what you were going to end up doing, or is it a journey for you to get to this place?
It's definitely been a journey. I've done a lot of different jobs that I didn't enjoy in the moment, but every single thing that I've ever done has opened the door for the next place, for me to go. And when I think back to when I was a child, even 5, 6, 7 years old, I was essentially doing this. I was essentially inspiring people. I mean, it may have come across when I was younger without the skill set of coaching. It may have been telling people what to do, bossing them around. But I was always seeking to help people and encourage them and motivate them and help them to see their true beauty, their true talents, their true potential. But it has been a journey for me to get where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Uh, it's definitely been a journey.
And a couple of questions around that. So, first of all, what is it about inspiring people that kind of really um, that floats your boat? What does it give you?
Um, I think it gives me a reality that we all matter, that
Mm.
I matter, that other people matter. Oftentimes, inspiring somebody doesn't start out as this fluffy, happy thing. It's more of it could be a rude awakening, or it's like holding a mirror up and helping somebody see the reality of the situation. My favorite thing that I love to say is like get real, get right. Like we got to get real with what this reality is, and I think it boils down to being a witness,
Mm.
witnessing others, and them being seen for who they really are, like with the imperfections and the fears or whatever it is that they're masking or trying to hide. So when I witness somebody and they know that I'm witnessing them and I'm still there, like that's the moment. And my you said what floats your boat? That floats my boat. The moment when I witness somebody, they know they've been witnessed and they're still loved and accepted.
So, for someone that's not a coach out there, could you give us an example of what that might look like or sound like?
Which part?
The witnessing. So I think it's a term that coaches will know, but I'm not sure
Yeah.
everyone understands it.
Yeah. So, I mean, it could be even as simple as me having a conversation with one of my children or even a student at their school. So it doesn't even have to be with an adult. And witnessing them is saying, I noticed that you're really excited about that, or you seem perplexed about that. Or it's articulating and letting them know that I recognize what I see in them, and
Yeah.
it really means a lot. I had a conversation with a little boy at my kid's school. He was in band, and um, I was witnessing him. I was I was being present with him and noticing every detail, everything that was being spoken, everything that wasn't. And at the end of our conversation, when I asked him, what made this conversation important to you, he said that my feelings really do matter. And I'm like, 11-year-old little boy just, he just got to experience that his feelings really do matter. And that was from witnessing him. Giving him my undivided attention. That's witnessing somebody.
Yeah. And I'm guessing that for that individual, because we lead such busy lives, we often miss those things, right? And that's the power of what you're doing. Yeah, cool. So I'm curious, you've described it as a journey that you've been on to get to this place, and I'm guessing, like with everyone, they've shared times where it's actually not been so easy. It's not all about, it's plain sailing. What are some of the things that you found you've kind of come up against or, pushed against, and how have you got through?
Well, I remember a time when I was in a position that I didn't enjoy. It was I worked at a call center. And it was all about numbers and how many seconds you answer the phone and getting them off the phone. And it was just total mechanical. At least that's what my experience was. And I went through the motions and despised it. And I wasn't even making very, very good money. And I finally got to a point where I said, you know what, I'm going to show up in this position as if this is what I'm going to do the rest of my life. And I'm either going to have a miserable life, or I am going to find a way to create this position to be authentic and to be a vehicle for me to enjoy. And as soon as I did my attitude shift, it wasn't 6 months later that not only was I enjoying my work and having a better time, the company created a brand new position that had never been there before. My income doubled. I mean, it was transformational. So that part in my journey was kind of making the most out of a monotonous, unenjoyable, unpurposeful position. But there's been other moments and other times in my journey where I was in a position where I was making really good money and I did enjoy what I was doing, but I could feel a calling. I could feel myself being drawn to do something more. So it was kind of like this time of stepping away from certainty and security and comfort into this unknown place. Yeah. So that was that. I think those are kind of like the two key things is being in a place where you're unhappy, and then being in a place where you are happy, but you know that there's something else bigger.
And so you talked about in the first instance, like an attitude, choosing your attitude really helped. What about in the second instance where you kind of know there's something bigger out there for you? What helped you to walk towards that?
I think what helped me was I did a lot of journaling, I did a lot of writing, and I got really connected with what are my priorities, like what are the things that really matter most to me. And as soon as I got really clear on what my top 3 priorities were, I just was like, why am I putting these other things above what I really care about? Like, it's that whole get real, get right. I got real with myself. And once I connected in on what matters most to me, it was still scary, but I just stayed connected to what really matters most. Mm-hmm. And then it was kind of a surrender. It was a total surrender and stepping into certainty with an element of trust.
Yeah. You come across as confident, as you're talking. And I'm curious, like, what gives you that confidence?
I think what gives me the confidence is my willingness to be terrified and unconfident and vulnerable, weak, confused, everything that is not confident. I'm willing to allow myself to experience those things, and then I'm not scared. So then that gives me this element of confidence, but it's kind of like working backwards to get it.
Yeah. I love what you're saying because often when we're lacking in confidence, we try and figure it out by staying in the same place.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you were to meet someone who, wants to make a change, they want to do more of what they love, but they're in
Yeah.
this kind of either one of the two places you were in, what would you suggest to them? Like, where should they start? What advice would you give them from where you are now?
I would suggest that they give themselves grace, that they every time they're uncertain, go, oh, awesome, this is very cool. I know what uncertainty feels like. That means I'm going to be clear on what certainty feels like when I find it. And just give yourself grace, but every day or every moment, stretch and try something different, try something new. And then just know that you're going to get to the point when you're going to rip the band-aid off and you're going to do it, and it's going to be scary, but just that's part of the journey. So, but the biggest word of advice I would say is just give yourself grace and be connected. Listen to your voice more than any other person, because everybody's going to have a perspective, an opinion, an agenda for you. And just, take it with a grain of salt. But you really got to get alone and connected with yourself.
Yeah. So, if I could just check that I understand what grace means for you, um, it's about saying, give yourself, listen to your own voice, but also to, not resist the uncertainty, to kind of sit with it, know that you're not going to stay in that place, but that it will pass, and then to trust yourself.
Absolutely. Yeah, grace
I love
is
that.
giving yourself permission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. That's really powerful and
Yeah. Giving
inspiring.
yourself permission.
Thank you so much, Corey. It's been great talking to you.
Awesome.
Cool.